Hello, my name is Anna Anuchina. I wrote a formal email to the City of Ottawa Parks and Recreation Department, and I would like to read it. To City of Ottawa Parks and Recreation Department, 110 Lurie Avenue West, Ottawa. From Anna Anuchina, April 2nd, 2026. Dear City of Ottawa Parks and Recreation Department, I am writing to advocate for improved accessibility at Petrie Island Beach in Ottawa, Ontario. As a community member and a student studying disability issues, I have identified significant barriers that prevent individuals with disabilities from accessing this public space independently. Currently, loose sand and the lack of continuous, firm, and stable pathway to the shoreline prevent individuals who use wheelchairs, walkers, and strollers from accessing the beach safely and independently. While adaptive equipment such as beach wheelchairs is available, access still depends on assistance, which limit independence and inclusion. This situation does not fully align with Ontario accessibility legislation. The Integrated Accessibility Standards Regulation clearly states that at least one beach access route shall be provided, and that the surface of a beach access route must be firm and stable. Government of Ontario 2011. These requirements are essential to ensure accessibility for mobility devices. In addition, the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act states that its purpose is to achieve accessibility for Ontarians with disabilities on or before January 1st, 2025. Government of Ontario 2005. This establishes a clear legal expectation that public spaces, including beaches, must be accessible. Ontario design of public spaces standards also require that beach access routes shall be provided for new or redeveloped beaches, and that these routes must meet technical requirements to support accessibility. Government of Ontario 2011. These standards emphasize that public spaces must be designed to ensure accessibility in recreational areas, including beaches. Furthermore, accessibility regulations emphasize requirements for identifying, removing, and preventing barriers, AODA Alliance 2013, highlighting the responsibility to actively eliminate barriers rather than rely on limited accommodations. These standards clearly indicate that accessibility must be built into the design of public spaces, not added as an afterthought. At present, the conditions at Petrie Island Beach create physical barriers that prevent equal participation and limit access to a public recreation environment. This results in inclusion for individuals with disabilities, older adults, and families with strollers. I respectfully request that the City of Ottawa consider for following improvements: installation of a firm and stable accessible pathway to the shoreline, creation of a continuous accessible route connecting key areas, improvements that support independent access without requiring assistance. These changes would help ensure compliance with Ontario accessibility standards and support inclusion, dignity, and equal access for all community members. This advocacy reflects the voices and experience of individuals with lived experience. Community members are ready to support this initiative through feedback, participation, and collaboration. Thank you for your time and consideration. I will welcome the opportunity to discuss this further. Anna Anuchina. Thank you.
Hello everyone, My name is Riddhi, and for our community advocacy project, our group is focusing on improving accessibility at Ontario beaches. As part of our plan of action, we wrote a formal advocacy letter to our local government about the accessibility barriers at Point Pelee National Park. In this video, I will read the full letter that we prepared. To Parks Canada, Point Pelee National Park, and the address 1118 Point Pelee Drive, Lamington, Ontario, Canada. From Riddhi and Anna, and today's date. Subject is improving accessibility at Point Pelee National Park beaches and trails. Dear Parks Canada, Point Pelee National Park, we are writing to advocate for improved accessibility at Point Pelee National Park in Lamington, Ontario. As community members and students studying disability issues, we identified significant barriers that prevent individuals with disabilities from accessing this natural space independently. Currently, soft sand, uneven terrain, and lack of continuous and firm stable pathways limit access to beaches and key trail areas. Individuals who use wheelchairs, walkers, and strollers are unable to move safely and independently. Access from parking areas to trails and beaches entry points is also not fully accessible, which further limits participation and inclusion. This situation does not fully align with federal accessibility legislation. The Accessible Canada Act states that its purpose is to benefit all persons, especially persons with disability, by the realization of Canada without barriers on or before January 1, 2040. In addition, the Act requires the identification, removal, and prevention of barriers, emphasizing the responsibility to proactively eliminate accessibility barriers. Accessibility standards also require that surfaces used by mobility devices be firm, stable, and slip resistant, which current conditions at park do not meet. At present, the conditions at Point Pelee create physical barriers that prevent equal participation and limit access to public natural environment. We respectfully request that Parks Canada consider the following improvements. First, installation of firm and stable accessible pathways to key beaches and trail areas. Creation of continuous accessible routes connecting parking areas, trails, and shorelines access points. And lastly, improvements that support independent access without requiring assistance. These changes would support accessibility, inclusion, and equal participation in one of Canada's most valued natural spaces. This advocacy reflects the voice and experiences of individuals with lived experience. Community members are ready to support this initiative through feedback, participation, and collaboration. So thank you so much for your time, and reviewing this application, we would welcome the opportunity to discuss this further. Sincerely, Riddhi and Anna. And that concludes our formal advocacy letter. Through this project, we hope to bring real attention to accessibility needs at Point Pelee and encourage meaningful change. Thank you for watching and supporting our advocacy.